welcome back to the Long Way YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than the big monster truck. We're going to be working on a boat. We're going to be working on our old 1996 Skeeter 200ZX bass boat. A couple years ago, me and Mama were in Bass Pro looking around, and they had this brand new Skeeter. Went and took a look at it and realized that a new bass boat was not going to be in the works for us with 200 easy payments of $79.95 a month. So what we decided we'd do is take a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and build up our old boat. So about 25 years ago, we were looking for a boat, and we came across this one, and I bought it from my uncle, and it's been a part of our family from then till now. It's raised 6 kids. That's my sister's 3 and my 3. And now we're going through our second generation of kids with our grandkids. So instead of buying a brand new boat, which financially you're going to spend about $80,000 or $90,000 to replace a 20-foot bass boat with a 200 or a 250 on it. So we decided we would rebuild this one. So throughout time, it's been a rock, and it just got tired like the rest of us has over the past 25 years. We decided we would go put new electronics on the front, so we went all Garmin on the front. We upgraded the console unit with a Garmin as well. We upgraded the steering with hydraulic steering, and now we're going to work on getting the aesthetics of it looking a little bit better. So we went and found a dealer that did SeaDek, and we had the whole top redone with SeaDek. So we're going to walk you guys through what it kind of looks like to get this done, what it looks like to get all the doors put back on and get the boat ready to roll again. We're also going to talk a little bit about the money involved in rebuilding a boat like this. If you saved your money like we did and did it over a couple of years, you could really get a really nice boat out of it when it's done. So that's enough talking. Let's get started and get this boat put together so we can go see if we can catch some fish. All right, guys, this is what it looks like after you get it back from the dealership. Now the doors aren't on it, but you guys can see this is a big difference from what we had before with just the teal green carpet. So my wife designed the layout. I wanted to have the Skeeter on the back. Looks really cool with the teal that matches the paint. Now the paint's a little tired. We're going to work on getting that. Probably next year we'll work on either getting it wrapped or getting it painted. But you guys can see this really turned out nice. So we've got to get all these doors bolted on. So we went ahead and got the hinges put on them, but we still have to hook them to the boat. So you guys can see we've got the hinges bolted on. We've got the shock absorbers put on there to hold them up. One thing I wish I'd have done differently is we didn't put them on there at the dealer, so we're going to have these puckers on there, but it is what it is. So we're going to show you guys how to get the doors put back on. We're going to go ahead and get all the electronics set back up, get the trolling motor put on the front. They did a really good job up here. All we got to do is find the holes and get the trolling motor put back on there. And then here's our mount, our ram mount for our Garmin mounts here like this. We've got our Garmin mount, which will go here, but it mounts on that. We've got all stainless steel hardware so it doesn't rust. So I'm going to get started showing you guys how to put these doors in. Probably go back here on this one, get it in first. I mean, we don't have to show you how to put all 10 doors in. So we'll show you how to put this one in. We'll show you how to put the hinge on it and all that. So that's what we'll get started doing now. Thanks, guys. All right, since our nuts right here are all wallered out, those are where our screws went in. Now we're going to have to use nuts and bolts. So I had to go get some 10 by 24 nuts and bolts so we can get this put on. You can't just screw it in like you could the other one. So it's going to be a little more difficult, but we'll get it. All right, that's one of the doors done. Gotta love it. Yep. Let's go do that back one with Skeeter on it. Fix I'm doing. But I finally got this suckered on there. It's a little bit sprung, but that's okay. It'll help whenever we push the door down. Get it locked. But it's on there. So I'm gonna get the cup holder put back on, and then we'll go back there and get that other door put on, and then keep trucking with the rest of them. Now, let's turn around and get this bad boy put on. Alrighty, so that's what that looks like. I gotta clean the inside of that up, but okay, I showed you guys, I kind of showed you what 3 of these look like. We're going to go ahead and get all of them put in correctly. Then I'll pick you guys up whenever we start to put the trolling motor stuff back on, so hang around. Alright, next thing we're going to get started on is getting this little mount put together, get it bolted in for the Garmin. It's called a RAM mount. It's got a ball that goes there, and then this bolts to it, and it'll all lay down right there. So that's what we're going to do now. Get it put in. Cross that off the list. And the little controller is in one of the boxes. Okay, thank you. So she's headed this way, so I better get this thing. Well, good news. We're going to run to O'Reilly's and grab another one of these, and we're going to eat some Mexican food. So when I get back, I'm going to start putting this, showing you guys how we make one of these, and then how it works, and then we'll get it put together, get the boat put together, and see if we can't go catch a crappie this afternoon. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, we got our brand new windshield wiper motor, or window regulator, or whatever you want to call it. We've got it mounted. Now we're going to run this wire down there where it goes, get it all attached to everything. Give you guys a little PSA. So the Christmas tree zip tie is right there, and I had to cut it off. So I don't have any more, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the zip tie through this. And I'm going to make sure that when the zip tie comes out, it's going to line up with that Christmas tree. So I'm going to go through there. I'm going to go through there. So I did my zip tie around itself, and it's going in the back of that Christmas tree. Now we're going to do a little pull in here. You can see we're in the back of the Christmas tree and we're zipped up there. So that's how you can make that work when you don't have the right stuff. So right now I'm going to just twist these together, and that'll kind of show you how this works. So this little apparatus here sits between us right here, like so. And then whenever you get ready to do it, you just hit that toggle switch right there, and it moves your transducer around so you can kind of see where the fishies are. And with that, we're done fixing stuff. So all I gotta do is solder these together. This will be done. I'll order another piece. We'll fix it on another video. I'm gonna get all this picked up. The next time you see me, we're gonna be fishing. Alrighty, let's get this bad boy in the water. Been 3 weeks putting it together. Now we're gonna put her in the water. Reach over here and turn this bad boy on. Ready to go. Got the bulb all primed up.
You got the bottle of that?
Alright, here we go. And that there is how you launch a boat and take it right up to the boat. Oh, waiting on mama. With our brand new sea deck. So we're going to end the video there. As you guys saw, it was a little bit choppy. The video was a little bit incomplete. I lost a bunch of clips in a card read error. I think I'd mentioned that on the YouTube post earlier in the week. Lesson learned. We won't let that happen again, but it did cost us a little bit of video. So some of the stuff's going to feel kind of choppy. I went into depth on how to do a lot of the repairs. I went into depth on how to build the Garmin transducer turner for the Panoptic system,
and all of that got lost. So if you guys want to see how to build one of those, I can obviously show you how to make one out of a window regulator. It's pretty straightforward if you know how to do wire work. But I do want to take a minute before we get on to the wrap up and what you can expect to spend to rebuild a boat like this, and thank my friends down at our lake house for letting us use their shop. It was a godsend with the amount of rain that we were having and the wind. So you know who you are. Thank you for letting us use your boat barn. And let's go ahead and get started. We're going to look at the boat hull. You can find a boat hull on Facebook Marketplace for anywhere between $1,500 to $4,000. You just got to know where to look. They're fairly affordable. And if you want to look at getting a 200 horsepower motor, we found this example on Facebook Marketplace for $4,000 that had been completely rebuilt. You can find them all day for $5,000. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the SeaDek install. So the SeaDek install, you can go crazy with it. We spent about $3,000, but you can spend anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 to put a nice SeaDek basic on an old boat. The next thing we want to look at is trolling motors, and again, you can go nuts here too. We went a little bit nuts by getting the Garmin Force, but you can find all kinds of trolling motors on Facebook Marketplace. But you're going to expect to spend about $2,000 for a good one at Bass Pro. So electronics, again, you can spend up to $50,000 on electronics. We went with Garmin, a 10 and a 12. Without the Panoptic system, it can be fairly affordable. Next, you're going to spend about, I don't know, $400 to $500 on a steering upgrade for the hydraulic steering. We spent about $450. And last but not least, miscellaneous. That can be anything from boat seats to wiring harness to anything you need to do to get that boat to where you like it for fishing. And if you take some time over the years, you can build a really nice boat. So here's what we spent for ours. It took about 4 years to get it there. We went middle of the road on everything. The one thing I forgot to add to this was the Panoptic system. We did put a Panoptic system on, which I want to say is about $2,500. And it depending on what level of how deep you want to go in it and how much money you want to save, you can get into a really nice bass boat that's fishable for about $10,000. And we went a little bit crazy on the electronics. And the SeaDek, some would say, is a little bit crazy. You could put your own carpet on there fairly inexpensively. So we ended up with a really nice bass boat, and we spent just a little over $10,000. If you guys are finding value in the content that we're putting out here, or you're finding value in the how-to and how I'm showing you how to build either the military truck or the boat, there's some other things we're going to be showing you guys that we'll be building. Please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and give us a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate if somebody would leave a comment, let me know things that I could do better. I got one guy that religiously gives me a comment, you know who you are, so I do appreciate that. So join us next time. I don't really know what video we're going to put out yet. It'll be either something for the big truck, or I've got a couple other things from the lake that we worked on. So thank you for viewing the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.